But how great are mobile homes? You know, you
Oh
in any other,
gosh,
able
it's
to do
amazing.
this with limited, yeah, get in with such low capital,
Exactly, low
actually help people.
capital and a lot of daily learning opportunities. And
It's a
it's
good way to
kind of,
say that.
yeah, yes,
Learning opportunities.
learning opportunities every day. And it's kind of like you practice on mobile home maybe before, and one day you're getting into a real estate world, which has the same problems like a mobile home business, and just maybe on a larger scale. So it's easier and much more affordable to learn on mobile homes.
But let's talk about those the tax deed properties.
Mhm.
Okay. How many were there? Two or three?
Well, so far I bought two and I sold one. It was an easy sale. The only thing is I sold it with a broker. It took me about 2 weeks maybe to sell it.
All right, so let's take a step back. Uh,
Sure.
well, this is great. This is perfect. Natalya, you have been busy and you've been busy with mobile homes and now you're busy with these tax deed sales. Can you talk to me about the deals that you've had, if you would? What did they look like? Were you scared? How did you find them? Did you make mistakes? The profit? Did you lose money, make money? What happened?
Well, it all started with somebody Ed actually from our group who referred me to that area of New Jersey, but he referred me there for mobile homes. But what happened was when I looked deeper into mobile homes and all the parcels in that area, I realized that there were a lot of land that's nobody owns it, meaning the township owns it and it's unbillable from the township side because they cannot collect taxes on it. And they just carry it over and over year from year in the inventory, and they're not doing anything without it. So I asked them if they could sell it to me. And I think I found about 10 of them. And, in the beginning, I wasn't sure. I never done this before. So, so I approached them and I gave them three different addresses. And I'm like, okay, can you sell me this? And they asked me what's my bidding starting price. So I said $1,000 or 1,500. I don't know. So they said, sure. I got very lucky with this township because this township doesn't really have official once a year auction for that for the land. And what happened was just because of me approaching them, it triggered them to notify, to go through a process of sale, of land sale. So one, they had to notify all the neighbors of this land. Two, it has to be up in a newspaper for 2 weeks before the sale, twice. And it has to be advertised. So people who live there would know about the sale. And three, it has to be a public auction, which I kind of asked them to hold. And when I first got there, it was barely any people there. I don't know, it was maybe 4 or 5 of us. And I was sitting there and I looked at everybody. I'm like, are they gonna bid on my properties? And luckily, nobody even knew about it. And I was the only bidder.
Yes.
And I got lucky. Well, the
You
first time went really smooth and it was just awesome. I was the only bidder. Nobody was bidding against me.
you got lucky. You
I
didn't get
got,
lucky. You put in the work. You got
I,
front of the property. You got off your butt. You went to that area of New Jersey and did some digging and
yeah.
was talking. That's fantastic. So, okay, so you used the steps in the program did you purchased it at the auction?
Yes, I purchased it at the auction. And then like you guys recommended, I did a little bit of testing on a Facebook marketplace and nobody replied, so I decided to do a little different approach. So I called the broker who's actually an awesome realtor and broker, and his commission was $1,500, so 705 on the buyers and 750 on the seller side, and basically within 2 weeks it was sold. So I bought that property for, if you talk about the numbers, for I think $3,000, but including the government fees, including different fees, maybe 3,500.
At the auction.
Yes, and I sold it for 11,500.
Did you do anything?
I did nothing because it's a land. I did a phone call to the broker asking him to list it, and yeah, it was very quick, and I'm so happy I did it.
Yes. Did you feel confident and comfortable with the due diligence when you were at the auction? Did you know that you were bidding on a winner? You know, you weren't having to cross your fingers and hope. You knew that if you got this at a good price, you'd be able to sell it and make money.
Yeah. So before I picked that specific property for a reason also. There are a lot of different rules in that area. Sorry.
It's okay.
There are a lot of different rules in that area. And one of the rules that the lot needs to be buildable. Buildable meaning it has to be 100 by 100 size. It has to be buildable, 100 by 100. So I picked the one that was actually 120 by 100. So it was a little bit bigger than standard lot. And the second reason, it was cleared. So all the trees were already, cut, and it was ready for a new mobile home, basically. And the other reason is that, because there was a mobile home there before, and what happened was whoever owned that mobile home didn't pay taxes. And according to the township rules, that mobile home needed to be removed from the property for multiple reasons. I guess they didn't follow the regulations. So township itself pulled the home out, and the old well, which was still need to be renewed, and the old septic were still there. Even though the new buyer would not be able to use it, it was still it was still good for the buyers to have it, because the buyer would know that that lot is definitely buildable, and the septic was there at some point. I mean, it's still there, and because it's bigger than a standard size, just in case, I called the septic company, and they said, oh, I can put at least 2 more septics in there. There is, enough land there because the lot is bigger.
So you can do as many of those as you can get your hands on. I mean, those are the best deals to do. You don't have to do any work.
Yes. But the people are learning. And now I bought my second land, but this time, because that township is not that big now even my own broker sometimes is also learning from me, kinda, and he's emailing asking the township to sell the land to him.
The secret is out.
Oh yeah.
New York. Oh yeah, that would do it.
Uh-huh.
I knew that. I know where dreams are made. Helpful.
And mobile homes are made of.
All right. So would you recommend tax deeds to other investors around the country, them adding and looking into those deeds sales?
I would definitely recommend it, and I would definitely recommend learning about tax deeds, tax sales, the sales of lands organized by the township. It's really, really profitable, I guess, and beneficial. Just requires some effort into learning and calling the township and building connections, and just, I guess, looking for those deals.
Was it helpful working with Edward when you
Yes.
needed?
Ed
Awesome.
definitely answered my questions, and you also. And I watched the whole course within a week, I would say.
Oh, good.
And I liked it. I like the way um, Ed build up his system and looking for all these liens and what could be behind of the land sale. Meaning, before you buy it, you definitely need to look into what you might get yourself into. Meaning,
Mhm.
um, each land could, whoever owns the land, if you're not buying it from the township, but if you're buying it from real people, um, different type of liens could be attached, IRS lien or a mortgage lien or in anything else. And when you're buying it from the township, there is a little bit of peace there, even though they cannot. When I ask if sorry, when I asked if the township did the title search, um, they told me that it was my responsibility to do the title search. But behind the scenes, they said they did it 6 months ago and everything was okay. So I felt more confident with those kind of deals because um, the title was cleared, and since nobody kind of did anything with that land, and it was on books of the township for like, I don't know how many years, 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 10 years.
Wow. Crazy.
It's definitely safe to buy it.
How much profit did you make with that first tax deal?
Well, it was very quick sale, and even though I paid 1,500 to a broker, I had to do nothing. I didn't have to show the land. I didn't have to communicate with buyers. I didn't have to do anything. Basically, all I had to do was, to call the broker and ask him to list it on MLS. And so basically, if you do the numbers, I bought it for about 35 and 1,500 was a commission. So 6,500. But it took me what?
Yes.
Yes.
That's great. That's fantastic.
And I drove there twice, once to look at the land and pick which one I want to buy it. And second time, oh no, 3 times. So once to look at it, second time to attend the tax sale, the auction, and the third time to close the deal. That was it.
Great job. And you learned that you're so much more confident now when it comes to this. There's a lot more to do and learn, but
Yeah.
great work, Natalya.
Thank you, and great job on putting together all that information into one place, into one course, so people would learn. Even though some people would probably think that they know everything. There is no there is always something to learn there. There is
That's
always,
true.
for sure.